So a few days ago, Bears defensive lineman Montez Sweat had some things to say about the Packers. Montez Sweat recently, last year, got traded to the Chicago Bears after being with Washington for a few seasons. And here's what he said. You can see right here from ML Football says, Montez Sweat says the Bears need to sweep the Packers this season. Quote, I'm not losing to Green Bay this year. I cannot do it. Then Preston Smith responded yesterday and said, yes, you are, bro, so get ready, with some laughing emojis. And I feel like every offseason, at least last offseason, I forgot the Bears player's name. Maybe it was right before the season. And he came out saying that, it was sort of going to be the Bears' time. He was, smack talking the Packers. And, as Packers fans, we've experienced a long time of consistent success versus Chicago. And I was looking up the stats for Aaron Rodgers in his ownership period of the Bears. And he is 25-5 against the Chicago Bears. And it reminds me of a quote from Rodgers in the past couple seasons where he said, is it really a rivalry if they can't beat us? And so the Bears, they've struggled for a long time. And Jordan Love last season, taking over for Rodgers, we were wondering, can he, retake that ownership? Will he continue the path that Aaron Rodgers was on with the Bears, just pretty much beating them nearly every single time outside of 5 different games? And Jordan Love last year in his first season as a Packers starter went 2-0 versus the Chicago Bears. And so I do feel like every offseason, it's the same with most fan bases that, whatever team you are, there is a level of optimism that the failures of the past are going to be fixed, that all the new free agents are going to lead to more success, that the draft picks are going to make you be a much better team. And the Bears, I think, were better last year than they had been in years past. And I think that Justin Fields isn't clearly the guy for Chicago. I thought they should trade him away. I sort of hope that they had kept him because I think for the Packers' chances, it's probably better off. Because I do think Caleb Williams, who's probably going to be drafted number 1 by Chicago, has a ton of upside. And, maybe the Bears aren't much better next season. I think they will be because I do think Caleb Williams is a better player than Justin Field was. The Bears also traded for Keenan Allen. They have DJ Moore. They have a few other draft picks, pretty solid draft picks. And so I do think the Bears will probably be better. And I do think that Caleb Williams is going to be really good. So I'm not here saying that the Packers are going to own the Bears forever. Obviously, as a Packers fan, I hope that the streak continues. But I just think it's funny to see every offseason the Bears come out, sort of say, it's our time to sort of sweep the Packers to come in and change the narrative. And it's possible, but if the past is any indication of the future, the Packers are going to continue to own the Bears, and I hope that stays the same with Jordan Love throughout his entire career in Green Bay. And it's always fun to have some kind of rivalry, Bears fans, Packers fans. It can get heated, and I think that's part of the fun of the game. And on the one hand, where it is fun to be able to beat a team most times you play them, there is something to having a competitive team where you don't really know every single game, who's going to have the upper hand. And I do think the NFC North is going to be a lot more interesting with Caleb Williams likely taking over in Chicago because I do think he's a very solid prospect. He's an insane athlete. And so we could get some really fun matchups over the years. If Caleb Williams pans out and is a top 10 quarterback, Jordan Love versus Caleb Williams will be a top-tier matchup for, 10, 15 years if they stay in the league that long. So I don't think that will be the end of the world. I think that having competitive football in the NFC North is good for all of us fans, and the cream of the crop will rise to the top, and we'll see who that is. The Lions, of course, still a very solid team. They made it to the NFC Championship, and so I do think the NFC North is going to be more competitive than it's been in a long time moving into next season, especially if Caleb Williams can really turn around this Bears franchise. But those are my thoughts. If you want more Packers news, feel free to subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time.